So I was watching Instagram the other day and I saw someone talking about transitional housing, not so much transitional housing, a group home. And in that discussion of the group home, I heard them bragging about putting someone out of the property because they didn't pay. So let's talk about that. So first of all, welcome to Live for Free, where we transform lives through real estate and transitional housing, where we do more than warehouse people or provide a bed, but we provide a way to help bridge people into sustainability. So today's episode, we're going to dedicate to a conversation on what to do when somebody will not pay in your property. And I'm going to talk about some points to sort of shed some light on that topic. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So as I'm driving here along the road, I was thinking about this Instagram post I saw the other day. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you I've never done it to this level before, because I understand my rights as it relates to individuals calling the police out for handling, I would just call it an illegal eviction, because every state defines it differently, right? And when you don't follow a process that they call as an eviction, it is considered an illegal eviction. And no matter how we've tried to frame it, that is what it is. And it's a civil matter. So we understand that there are guidelines that you must follow to ensure you are properly handling people, right? They have guidelines that must be followed at the state level. You've got, especially if you're like a broker or a real estate agent, you're expected to follow the law as it relates to evictions. So I'll just say first, if you are a licensed agent in this space, yes, you are required to follow the law. And I'll just say that first. You cannot just simply put people out if you are a broker or an agent. So let's say for people who are not brokers and not agents, and you're a landlord. Sorry, I don't have a thing, so forgive me. You still are required to follow the law. You just can't follow it as high as what an agent or a broker must do. Okay. So I will say that when there is an issue with individuals who are, let's say, not paying their rent and they choose not to pay their rent, which number one, that's the issue number one. They called it rent. The fact that you call it rent indicates that you are compliant to landlord tenancy. Okay, there's certain things specific that hold you to what you've created. Now, mind you, there's so many other ways, because it's all in the wording, but there's so many different ways you're in violation of their rights when you're collecting rent, when you have a lease, and when that is the only requirement that you got for them. So yes, you're in violation of their rights, even if it's civil. And I'll tell you, yes, when the police are called, because it is a civil matter, if someone is no longer in the property and they want back in, they can't make you come back in, have them come back in, nor can they make you let them back in. Okay. So I'll say that's the rule, because they're there to keep the peace, right? But there's a balance there. And that's why when I heard it, it was shocking, first of all, that it was gloated upon. Because mind you, we're here to help end homelessness. We're here to provide housing. So it almost sounds like, what's your real reason here in housing this person? Is it about your own bottom line, or is it really about helping somebody? Because if it's about your bottom line, then of course, yeah, that's what you're going to say is, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get you out and all this other stuff, right? But at the end of the day, we are here not to create more problems. We are here to create solutions for people. So I can honestly say, and I'm not going to, out of the entire time that we've done this work, been doing it for 15 years plus, ask me how many evictions I've had in 15 years. And one of them wasn't really my fault. So I've had one, almost two. The second one didn't count. Or the first one that I did, we still was able to resolve, but that was the only issue I've ever had. And then there was the second one, but it wasn't, I was managing someone else's property and it was complicated, and they had specific things that made it difficult for me to stand. So I had to potentially go down the route of an eviction. But in 15 years, because of what we built, we know how to build it well to where it doesn't get to that point. So, and you're not going to see me publicly gloating about it or publicly talking about what I can and cannot do. Because at the end of the day, I care about people. I care about the impact of people. And if there's a way I can figure out another solution to help them, then we're going to figure that out. But I also know that the way in which we screen, that's why we're so successful. We're so successful because we have an amazing screening process, so that, and they understand what the guidelines are, that there's no issue. That's why I can say honestly, we've only had a couple. A lot of people can't say that. So I'll just say, in the end of the day, our job is to be able to successfully help people get into housing and keep housing. And especially if we're doing transitional housing, I would have selected the right person anyway, to where that's not a problem. So I just want to encourage you, as you are entering into this space and considering all your options. Oops, I'm real close. I was real close in your face. But if you can consider your options, and every person who is coming into your program, because you have a program, you're not just warehousing people and moving to another house. You are creating a program to help people be successful. Then your program and your process should line up to where you're not going to get those issues that are going to rise up on you that you have to deal with. So that's what I'm going to tell you is, as you are in this space and you're wanting to be successful, make sure you're setting up an amazing program to where once you've screened and you have your intake, you're not going to have those issues. You don't have to go on at midnight talking about how you had to deal with the police or how they were trying to tell you what you should do and what you should not do. Now, do understand your rights. And there's a peaceful and graceful way in doing that. And that's what I want to encourage those of you who are getting into this space, because I'm not going to tell you it'll never happen, but knowing how to carry yourself when it happens. Because that's what everyone who's a student of mine, I'm teaching you how to carry yourself. Because remember, you're building legacy. You're building something that people can look at you as a reputable person. And if you cannot honestly represent yourself in a way that is at a standard that's high, because we operate in high standards, with high ethical standards, and the way in which we treat people as people. That's what I want to see you do, is treat people the right way, the way that you would want to be treated. Would you want to be treated like that in the middle of the night? So I understand people need to come a certain way too, but if you've screened right and you screened for the right person, you already have somebody in your program and in your housing that wants to be successful, and you won't have any issues. I'm not going to tell you, like, we've had guys who automatically just go on their own because they recognize, they did not do something proper, and they left. And we left in good terms. And they were someone that will come back to me today and say, Tony, hey, I left before, now I would like to come back. And we would have them come back in our program. So I just want to encourage you that as you are entering into this space, that you enter into it the right way, so that you can be successful. I want to see you successful. And when you do it the right way and you set yourself up right, you won't have problems like that. But knowing your rights is one thing, but doing the right thing by people is another. So hopefully this blessed you. If you want a few more thoughts, because I have a few more, I just can't share them all right now. I look forward to sharing them with you. You can join me at tonyschool.com. That's TONISKOOL.com. And when you come prepared to learn and execute on what it is that you want to build to help other people. And I look forward to seeing you then. Bye.